Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Tuniax ESP for the auto services industry webinar hosted by Stuckey & Company. We appreciate everyone joining us today and for your time this Wednesday afternoon. My name is Tyler Bechtold, the Business Development Representative here at Stuckey & Company, and we appreciate everyone joining us today. It does appear we have some people still logging on, but let's go through a few things and before we get started. First, if you'd like to ask a question, please go to the go-to webinar control panel on the right-hand side of your screen. And please feel free to ask any questions, and we'll definitely do our best to get to those during the webinar. And if not, if we run out of time, we'll get back to you by email. Second, I'd like to thank Dylan Stuckey, our auto services specialist here at Stuckey & Company, for presenting today, along with Jerry Shimmer at Good Sam. Appreciate your time today. All right, so about Stuckey & Company. Stuckey & Company is an MGA, and we provide our insurance agents, independent insurance agents and brokers with innovative insurance programs and service that they need to ensure long-term growth and success. As of today, Stuckey has 9 specialty insurance programs for our agents and completed 27 successful years in the business here in 2018 while serving over 9,000 licensed independent agencies and over 200,000 customers. We do everything. We create niche specialty insurance programs for our licensed agents. We also do everything from underwriting the risk, rating, quoting, binding, issuing policies, endorsements, and change requests, the renewal issuance, invoicing and billing, reporting, systems integration, claims, marketing, and training, such as this webinar today. Here are 8 of our specialty insurance programs that we offer to our agents. First, we have Safety Tech, our technology E&O insurance program. Next, we have Aspire A&E for architects and engineers, Arbor Guard for marinas and boat dealers, Miscellaneous Professional Liability, which includes 320 classes in MPL, Element, our green energy industry, then our personal lines, which includes home, personal auto, boat, renters, high value home, just to name a few. Then of course we have our commercial lines, which includes BOP, work comp, commercial auto, bonds, and more. And then lastly, we have our surplus lines markets for any risk that falls outside of our underwriting guidelines. And we also have Tuniax, our new auto industry, for the auto services that Dylan will be going to a little bit further. So now I'll go ahead and pass it over to Dylan, and he would like to go into further detail about Tuniax. Dylan?
Hey, thank you so much, Tyler. I do appreciate it. And thank you all again for joining us today. We do hope to answer a lot of your questions today. So we're going to quickly go over Tuniax and some of the cool coverages that we offer through Tuniax. So at the end of the session, we should be able to understand the business owners program that Hartford provides, as well as some of our other carriers, the market opportunity through the auto services program. We're going to talk about the ESP product and more specifically a lot of the frequently asked questions that you guys have for us, and then also how to generate income for your shops, which we will go over later on. All right, so some of our values here at Stuckey & Company are we are placing these accounts with A+ 15 rated carriers. We have premiums as low as $500. The average premium that we have been seeing from most of the automotive service accounts are $2,500 or close to that. Commissions are top pay commissions to our agents could be as high as 15%. We are specializing in this space, so we definitely have a knowledge base that we can definitely help place difficult accounts. And we also recognize industry certifications such as the ASE or NAPA, just to name a couple. So Tuniac services, we're easy to place, and we have transparent underwriting. So if you have any questions during the quoting portion of checking out the account, we can absolutely answer any of those that you have. And we also have a 151 promise, so that if you are to get an account in by 1, we will have it quoted out back to you by 5. If it's in by 5, we will have it back out to you by 1 the next day.
Hey, sorry to interrupt, Dylan. Oh, okay, it looks like we had a little disturbance. If you don't mind, everybody who attending to please put their phones on mute. That would be excellent. Thank you so much. Sorry about that.
Absolutely. So our appetite for the auto industry is general auto repair with no gas pumps. We do also accept some gas pumps in certain states. Feel free to ask me about that. We do transmission shops, tire dealers, auto glass replacement, quick lube and oil changes, sound and communication and equipment sales, as well as body shops and collision centers.
Excellent.
So our core coverages, as you might see on other policies, are GL with a max of $5 million per location per policy, workers' compensation, umbrella, property, and then also commercial auto. Some of the specialty coverages, the one I refer to the most is the faulty work defective product. If we place you with Hartford, they will cover the 100% of the repair costs if the repair is done by the insured shop. So say a customer brings in a car for an engine, and the insured does that engine, but comes back a couple weeks later with a broken engine. As long as it was not the engine, we will take care of that claim 100%. Garage operations is, obviously the go-to coverage for the auto repair space. Garage keepers coverage is great. We have both legal liability and direct primary, so it is up to the insured to choose which they would like. Hired and non-owned auto liability for any of the hired and non-owned autos that you may use in your day-to-day business. We also have employee tools. We can do up to $10,000 per employee and a $500 to $1,000 deductible on those. And we also have the auto stretch, which expands coverages and limits for the whole account. And some of our values are listed there for computer media, value papers and records, outdoor signs, and more. All right, so I'd like to toss this over to Jerry and Paul. Jerry, would you like us to transfer the screen over to you?
Yeah, absolutely. That would work great.
All right, Jerry, I'll see if I can switch you over here. Might take a few seconds. All right.
Let me know when you guys see my screen.
Yeah, it looks like you're up and running. Awesome.
So what screen are you guys seeing right now?
Let's see.
We are looking at the Good Sam ESP warranties page, showing us the differences between some of the coverages that we provide.
Okay, so you guys are looking at the page now.
Yeah, here we go.
Which screen? I have dual screens, so I just want to know which one you guys are actually being able to see.
Let's see here.
Yeah, so we're looking at the
warranties
versus mechanical breakdown insurance. Perfect.
You guys are seeing the page right now with the little truck on it that says "Don't pay for auto repairs."
Yes, and if any attendees are not seeing this, I'm sorry if we're having any technical issues. please, go to the question on the GoToWebinar, and if you are not seeing this screen. But however, we'll go ahead and continue.
Okay, so one of the things that if you can't see my screen, you can just go to the web page. It's goodsamesp.com, and you'll be able to see the screen that I'm looking at, even if you can't see what we're sharing here. But really, what I wanted to talk about today is Dylan and I have been talking about some of the questions that come from the field and from you guys on the differences. Some of the questions he's been able to fill, but really, I think, and we get this internally too, is what are some of the big differences on manufacturer warranties versus the Good Sam ESP, and also really what's one of the big differences in what they can buy from the dealership versus the Good Sam ESP. And the reason I wanted to bring this website up is it's a really good tool. And one of the things is you can see just by the front page, but if you scroll down and you want to see, RV warranties versus mechanical breakdown insurance, it's on there, what we cover, and so forth. You can see, even if I click on covered components, and this is a good tool just for selling, and then I'll get into the differences in the manufacturer warranties and what the differences are. But either covered components or coverage here, either one with a little umbrella symbol. When you click on that, it's going to show you the different types that we have: motorhome, travel trailers, personal. But if you just click on coverage, it's going to give you a nice picture and a breakdown. So when you're talking to people, or if you really want to use this, we use this internally. A lot of our agents that are internal at our Denver contact center use this website a lot. So it's constantly up to date. So if you wanted to see actually what's covered on a motorhome, and keep in mind, it doesn't point out every single little item, but it points out all the major stuff. So when you're talking to somebody on coverage, it not only does it for motorhomes, it does it for travel trailers and on autos. So I really wanted to talk through kind of a selling tool for you in the field, is when you're trying to sell this, when you want to talk about coverage, instead of always referring to our terms and conditions and things of that nature, you have things right here at your fingertips to utilize, which is our website. And again, we use it internally a lot. A lot of our internal agents will have this website up and be able to talk through it. One of the other things I wanted to point out is right over on the right-hand side, we have the differences in what a warranty versus a mechanical breakdown insurance is. And when you click on this link, it'll actually break down not only manufacturer warranties, but what an extended warranty is, either through the dealership or outside sources, versus what Good Sam. And keep in mind, again, this is just an overview, but some of the big differences on manufacturer warranties and what Good Sam Extended Service Plan offers is manufacturer warranties can have staggered parts and labor. And what I mean by that is they might cover the parts for 1 year, but exclude labor, or maybe only labor for the first 90 days or 6 months. Most people don't know about that until they actually go in to get their automobile repaired or their RV repaired, and then they find out when all of a sudden they're hit with a big labor bill that manufacturer warranty didn't cover labor, because no one's really reading the manufacturer warranty's terms and conditions and understanding all of it. Anytime there's staggered warranties like that, when they buy the Good Sam Extended Service Plan, we don't have anything like that. We cover parts, labor, everything, all the way through our term. So there's no staggering that. The other thing with manufacturer warranties is majority, and the reason I say typically or majority is because whenever you say 100% of them, there's always one anomaly out there. So I like to, generalize and say the majority of all manufacturer warranties will have you go back to that same dealership or manufacturer. If you go outside of that, there's usually an additional charge, and a lot of people don't know that either. So they're on the road, something happens, they take it to the local mechanic there, they get it fixed, and they find out the manufacturer warranty either wouldn't cover all of it or will want some sort of additional cost for going outside of their guidelines. With the Good Sam Extended Service Plan, they can take it to any repair facility. Now, they can work with us and we can get them one of our partner ones. There's not a better rate or anything, it's just that we'll help them. But the main thing is they can take it to any repair facility of their choice to get the work done, which gives them flexibility so that if they are outside of that radius of being right by the dealership or right near the required their preferred repair facility, they can just go anywhere they want with ours, versus manufacturer warranties, which typically have them go back to the dealership or the manufacturer of that product. So if they bought a Dodge, typically they're going to want to go back to the Dodge dealership. We don't do that with the Good Sam Extended Service Plan. The other thing with manufacturer warranties, and this goes same with the other extended service plans, but with manufacturer warranties, usually whatever repair facility is doing that, they're waiting for a reimbursement from that manufacturer. And a lot of you seem like you've been in the industry a long time. Anytime you deal with a manufacturer, it's like pulling teeth to get things done. We don't do that. When they contact us, once that claim is approved and the work is done, we pay over the phone the shops with a credit card. And what's the shop's end goal? It's to get paid, right? They want to realize that revenue as quickly as they can. So when the shops see that it's a Good Sam extended service plan, any of them that have dealt with us know the minute they get that work done, they're getting paid. There's no lag time. With manufacturer warranties and other extended service plans, there's usually a lag time of either getting that reimbursement through check or other forms. Good Sam doesn't do that. We want to make sure those that our customers not only are not impacted, that they can get back on the road right away, but that the shops have a great experience as well. And some of that is on here, but some of it's not. So really what I wanted to point out is a lot of the questions that, we've been going through are answered on this website. Not all of them, but majority of them. And again, feel free to reach out to Dylan and myself, and we'll do everything we can to talk about the differences. So that's really the difference in like the Good Sam extended service plan and the manufacturer warranties. The other thing is that with when they buy it from the dealership, they're usually putting it into their finance. So they're putting it into their loan. So now they're paying interest on the extended service contract or whatever that may be if they purchase through the manufacturer warranties, through the extended warranty through the dealerships. They're paying interest. We don't do anything like that. Not only do we have many different deductibles, which they typically don't have, we have different payment options. So they can pay monthly for a small fee. As you guys know, it's $4 a month, quarterly $6, or they can just pay it in full. The other thing with us, no long-term contract. If they decide to cancel at any time, they can, no hassle. When they buy extended service contracts through the dealerships or any other place, usually it's either contractual to where they're bound to it, or it takes an act of God for them to cancel and get any kind of proration. We don't do anything like that. What we talk about is we have to earn their business every month, right? So if they're month to month and they decide to cancel, it's our job to get them back into it. Same with if they're quarterly or annually. And even if they're annually and they decide to cancel, they're going to get that proration back. Obviously, we're going to do everything we can to, keep them in their contract and see what we can do to help them out. That's what our job is once they're sold by you guys, is to make sure that we keep them in their contracts and keep going. But at the same time, if they've had an experience that they don't want it anymore, we're going to go ahead and give them their money back, or if they decide not to renew, that's fine, which is different, again, from other extended service contracts they buy or from the dealership. So those are some of the things that Dylan and I talked about recently that was probably some of the bigger questions, is what's the big difference between the Good Sam extended service plan and manufacturer warranties, and what's the big difference between Good Sam extended service plan and other warranties or extended service contracts that they would purchase through other sources. One of the other things with us is that we are backed by an A-rated company. Even if Good Sam went out of business today, that company, QBE or Lloyd's, has those reserves set up. It doesn't matter. That contract will go ahead and have claims paid out on it and everything, even if we went out of business today, which is a nice, good thing for you to sell on your customers. Is no matter what happens with Good Sam, you're going to be protected on this contract because you're backed by an A-rated underwriter who has those reserves already set up. So, and they've been around a long time, so there's no reason for concern there. With manufacturer or with dealerships, if that dealership goes out of business, or by the way, if they change ownership, they can take and change those contracts that were set up. And I'll give you guys a perfect example of this. It actually happened to me. Is my wife and I bought a car, and the owner at the time had this plan set up for a maintenance plan. When we went in to get the maintenance done on our car, they said, "Oh no, we switched ownership. All that went away with the old owner." And so things like that happen in the industry, and you don't know anything about it. And I personally had that experience. So to me, I know the difference is that, if that ownership changes or that dealership goes out of business, those warranties either could be void or not upheld. With ours, no matter what happens with Good Sam, which we've been around a long time, I don't see anything's going to happen to us. But if it does, they're still going to have their contract enforced, which is really nice. So those are probably the two biggest questions, Dylan, that you and I talked about. And I don't know if as I talked through this, anybody had any additional questions on really the differences in the Good Sam and manufacturer and other extended warranties.
You know, another one is, you know, an easy question for me to answer is ESP tied to any of the BOP policies or anything like that? And the answer is no. You know, it is absolutely one thing to get them, you know, together, but they are not a tied together thing. You must have one to have the other. That is absolutely false.
All right, and then another thing I wanted to show you guys on this website for tools is I know we have it in our training deck, but when you talk about claims statistics, they're on here. There's a lot of good things. I was reading through this the other day, the top 10 reasons to buy Good Sam extended service plan. So my point in showing you all this is there's really some good information right at your fingertips right here on our website to utilize to help you guys with selling, with talking about benefits, or just talking through the coverage, which is always nice to have when your customers are talking to you or you're trying to talk to them and present something. If they have questions, sometimes they can be answered right there on the website, or give you the selling tools to help sell them off on it. So I would the big thing is I highly recommend utilizing this website for some of your guys' for selling tools, and some of your questions that you have might be able to be answered on here.
Absolutely. So did we already go over the renewal commission? Is there renewal commissions involved with getting a renewal on a ESP account?
No, we don't pay any renewal or residual commissions because we pay everything up front on the premium that you sell. So it's more of an upfront commission paid in full on the premium you sell versus doing a lower commission and have residual or renewal income. We feel it's better just to pay you upfront for exactly what you guys do on your overall premium.
Absolutely. And, you know, I guess another question was, you know, if the vehicle is not listed under, you know, the majority of the vehicles that we have, if one is somehow, you know, missed or is not listed there, what's the process for us to getting that vehicle covered?
So I sent you that form, Dylan. There's a form that that they would have to fill out. And what I think, if the make's not in there, then most likely we don't cover that make. We don't cover, you know, Lamborghini, Maserati, things of that nature. But if the make's in there and the model's not, you can always request that model. It's not a guarantee that model will be put in. That model may be a higher end model that has a lot of risk that we are not underwriting. I think we just ran across one of those where it was an Infinity and then I forget the model. You can always submit it though. If you see the make in there and just not the model, submit it. If you don't see the make in there, most likely we do not cover that make at all, is the rule of thumb. And then all you have to do with that form, if you want to send that form out to everybody, is submit that form back to Dylan, and then we get it in. It usually takes 24 to 48 hours to get that model in there. It's a pretty quick process.
Perfect. Yeah, I do have that form, and I will be sending it out with the ESP registration form that everyone can fill out and submit back to me, and then I will get you appointed with Good Sam.
Perfect.
All
and then
right.
another question was about shops. How will you guys track with the shops that you guys bring on? Well, actually, the quotes will go back to you, and you guys will get credit. We're actually working right now on setting the shops up with unique source of leads. It really would be the agent would be the so-called master on the account, and then underneath that would be your subcategories of the shops that you bring on. So as soon as we have that set up, we'll send that out to you, Dylan, and then you can get that out to your teams, and we'll have it to where you guys can add your shops to where you guys get those quotes back to you and get credit for them.
That sounds wonderful. Awesome.
Another question too. You got another one? Let's see. On my end, I have. Can you explain how the insured can sell the Good Sam ESP plan for their shop? I don't know if you guys have any info on that.
Are you talking about how they can help their shop sell it?
Yeah, from their insured, their client, their auto shop.
Yeah. So mainly is, and I just want to make sure I'm answering this correctly. Are you wanting to know how they can help their shop present it to their customers?
Yes.
Okay. So there's a couple ways. Mainly, if they're in there for the routine service and the routine checkup, it's a great time to talk to them about it. But even if they're in there for a repair, that's even better. Now all of a sudden they're in there and they're getting a $3,000 repair on their transmission or engine. You can talk about, hey, just so you know, we offer a Good Sam extended service plans to where now in future repairs that you have would be covered and then go right into the mechanical breakdown coverage. Again, the shops utilizing the website would be great because they can just show them right there, here's what's covered. We can get some brochures out to them that will show them if they don't want to actually have them at the website. But I say whether they're in there for routine maintenance or they're in there for a major repair. If they're in for a major repair, we talk about the fact they won't have these types of costs in the future with the mechanical breakdown insurance. If they're in there for their normal routine oil changes and so forth, it's another great time to say, hey, just so you know, we now have the Good Sam extended service plan that we offer that anytime you have future mechanical breakdowns, you'd be covered, and then they can go right into the coverage. So either way, you can segue into it, whether it's routine maintenance or they're in there for a repair. Does that help?
Excellent. Yeah, thank you.
So, Tyler,
is there any other?
Do you have any questions coming in on your panel?
On my end, I don't have any more. I didn't know if you had any, other frequently asked questions, that we could cover, that we've kind of hit over the past, couple webinars with the ESP or Tuniacs or anything like that. I didn't know on your end if you had any, some more questions asked, or anything like that.
No, I think, the only one that I guess we haven't gone over is, is there an app for the ESP, like for your smartphone to do your quoting through? And there is not, but that doesn't mean that you can't get on your mobile phone and, hop onto the website on the, quoting portal and throw in your quote just like that.
Excellent.
Yeah, and Paul, I don't know if I know Paul's been doing a lot with our digital resources, but I don't know if you have something where you're putting an app out there yet, Paul?
There's not an app, but it is mobile friendly. So if you bookmark it, you'll be able to pull it up from your device.
Awesome.
All right, excellent. All right, looks like it's pretty much all the questions. What I wanted to show here on this last slide is the top 10 reasons to choose Tuniacs, Stuckey & Company's auto services program. Here's a list of 10. Obviously it is an A+ carrier. We have, as Dylan mentioned, we have underwriter knowledge with speed, a quick quote turnaround, top commissions, very competitive commissions for new and renewal. There's other specimen credits and debits that we can, always apply. It's obviously an industry-leading BOP, comp auto and all that good stuff. So, and then here's actually what the registration looks like. So, this will also be sent out, as Dylan mentioned, to all of the attendees today. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Appreciate everyone joining us today, and thank you again, Jerry and Paul, for presenting the Good Sam ESP, and for Dylan, speaking about answering a lot of questions and talk about Tuniacs further. So, is there anything else you guys want to cover?
No, I think that was great, Jerry. I always appreciate you helping me out with any of the questions that I have, and absolutely doing the same for our agents here on the webinar today. And Paul, thank you so much for the opportunity to get this going with you guys. We look forward to doing more business with you.
Great, thank you all.
Yeah, and just a side note, you guys do not have to wait for these calls. If you guys have questions along the way, and I know Dylan and I talk frequently, feel free to reach out. I'm here as a support mechanism to help you guys in any way I can. So if you guys are struggling at all or trying to figure out how to present it, different angles, feel free to reach out. And I don't even mind doing like a one-off conference call with Dylan and myself and see what we can do to help you guys out to increase production.
Awesome, absolutely. And I will make sure to direct any of those to you.
Sounds great. Thanks.
All right. All right, well, thanks again, guys, and thank you for everybody attending, and everybody enjoy the rest of their day. Thank you.